Uh, so we are getting
Yeah.
a lot of requests from the participants to postpone the time a little bit. I'm not sure. I think they're not able to join. But
Okay.
you have Muskan joined, the webinar. So, hi Muskan, can we have you connected with our CGDC member, Mr. Alipto, and you could clarify your queries. Okay, now okay.
Yeah, I think that would be
So we
good.
have more people joined in. We could
Yeah, sure.
continue.
So only thing that Rubal, since Muskan has joined, first of all, Muskan, thank you so much, for joining. I would take 5 minutes because you have joined, and it is when we got a request from other participants that to postpone this time. So maybe we'll be coming back again. But since you have joined, let me um, uh,
We
tell
have
you that this
Muskan
department,
and Nirbhay as well joined in.
she is there.
They're there. Ekansh, Muskan, and Nirbhay. Hi, we have three of them. Joined us.
So Rubal,
Yeah. Yes, sir.
should I continue?
Yes, sir. Sure. We could maybe just briefly, discuss the
Yes.
topic and then maybe have them connected with
Yeah, yeah. So I think, let me introduce quickly myself. I am the Senior Director, Career Guidance and Development Center of University. This department, of course, essentially takes care of placement, internship, and lot of industry alliances. So I was supposed to explain, but maybe, we can discuss at large. My colleague, Mr. Alipto Datta, he is Associate Director, CGDC, and he is, in charge of School of Engineering. So I have invited him, for this session. So Mr. Datta can be handy, for all of you, for any queries related to career and aspirations, and what type of opportunities we are getting, for our students. So quickly, I would like to share that what we do, from the CGDC side. Of course, that the topic we kept, BTech placement, but CGDC's purview is not only placement. The purview is very clear that we want a complete holistic development of each of our students, and eventually it comes as a graduation outcome. It could be placement, it could be entrepreneurship, it could be higher studies. So there are many aspects a student can aspire for, because usually once we are getting UG students, there is a 30% population in BMU. That's a very large population who are keen for higher studies. And you will be glad that there are about 10% population who are interested for entrepreneurial venture, and remaining that 70 to 80% who are aspiring for placements. So CGDC, this department, Career Guidance and Development, the name itself speaks that what exactly we are doing. That right from the day one, the first year, that any student takes admission here, uh, we look at holistic way their development. It is one is from the technology side, that is obvious because it is very much embedded in our all semester programs, well covered. Second is that behavioral aspect. That's very important because once you will be embarking into a professional world, it's very important that how you have shaped up to combat that kind of professional environment. So that exercise starts from the day one. So that's our uniqueness. There are lot many activities we do. Of course, I was supposed to share many things, but I think due to the request what we have received from other participants, we may be discussing in our later session. But quickly, one important thing I would like to say that before we go for placement happens in the final year. But 3 years journey, 3 years journey is very eventful. We make it so that by the time you reach on the fourth year, the final year, you are almost ready to face any kind of industry interaction. And day one, of course, we can't expect you that, to deal with an industry profession. But after third year, I mean, commencement of seventh semester, it starts with it, the students are very much ready with, this journey. So what we do, uh, before placement, I think, a lot of behavioral, as I have said, leadership, communication, this is, the major focus. And of course, our technology side. Then after just, second year, there is a model, we call it, the practice school internship. And that component, we are giving heavy emphasis. We are one of the university in Asia that, having the highest level of experiential learning. Please, I would love to repeat, we are the university which is having highest experiential learning across any Asian continent, and possibly worldwide also. We have, that benchmark. So what does it mean, this 45%? Because what you learn something in the classroom, unless you practice it under a industry problem statement, the learning possibly cannot be that much effective. So our philosophy is something different, like you learn something in the classroom and you apply somewhere in the industry setup. So how you do it? We have roughly around 400 industry connects across sectors. It could be oil and gas, it could be energy, it could be renewable energy, it could be power sector, it could be automotive sector, and of course, that, the computer science, IT sector, which is essentially landing with a different landscape of artificial intelligence, cloud computing, machine learning, data science, because this is, the current buzz. And from the very first year, we know that in the final year, once you reach, you are completely ready with, this aspect, which we call it in short industry 4.0. So we are the first university, let me tell you, that, which has taken a giant step to implement and embed lot of elements of industry 4.0, which is the current buzz. I'm sure you guys are all, watching news, watching, that, lot of internet journals. You'll be watching that, how the manpower resource landscape has changed drastically last 4 years or 5 years. Now, no more conventional, engineering program is going to play. Mind that, my dear participants who have joined here today, that wherever you are joining, if you are joining BMU, fine. If you are not joining BMU, my recommendation that, you should be focused terribly into not only that you should confine yourself in the that your core domain area. You must have interdisciplinary approach. And that's how BMU is unique. That, we give you a blend. Maybe you are a mechanical engineer, just for example. But we give you a lot of elements, from the computer science, from the data science side, IoT side, machine learning side. Why? Because conventional mechanical engineer may not get, the wider opportunity. But if the student is, getting wider opportunity to an interdisciplinary approach, that's why we got, tremendous success, for last 4 years. There is a significant growth in our average CTC, high CTC, and I'm proud. I'm proud to say that, we as a department or as an university, our outlook is not conventional software company. We are not looking for, service sector. You guys will be definitely can Google it, that, what is service sector and what is, the product segment. We are simply moving into a different strata altogether, and that's why we completely change, the philosophy of, the campus placement here at BMU. What we did, we focused on product development side on. And once we are talking about product development, or, that, product specialist or product company, they are deeply involving our students into the development side, the R&D side. And if you are going for a service company, I don't like to take the name of, those company where there are IT majors. I hope you guys know that, who are the IT majors. There are 4, 5, IT majors. They have a different set of, that, manpower resources required. One is, they give a lot of solutions. They have their own software, which, they are heavily deployed into the industry, and they just employ IT engineer, computer science engineer, mechanical engineer, just for the service purpose. But BMU outlook is not in the service. We are simply eyeing for our students to be placed with, product-based company. The advantage of, product-based company in the service, you will be roaming in the range of, CTC 4.5 to 5. That's it. But our outlook is something that, we are looking always our students to get, more than, 10 lakhs, 12 lakhs, that kind of opportunity. And I'm glad that, roughly around 100 plus companies in our total, that, the client base, that, all are, product companies. And our students are working there successfully. They are heavily wanted just because, the kind of nurturing we do over a 4 years period. So this is one. Second point, where, I would love to share that it's the model of, practice school, because you guys must be watching in our internet or, in the website that, we are emphasizing about practice school. The practice school is nothing. It is, conventionally defined by other university as internship, but we call it practice. Do you know why we call it practice? Because you'll be actually practicing industry problems. So we do not term it as an internship. We call it practice school because whatever you learn in classroom, it will be applied somewhere. We have plenty of companies. Of course, our own Hero Group company. There are 10 plus Hero Group companies which recruits our students, which gives, the students, uh, very live, projects exposure, problem statements. And similarly, like, for Hero Group, there are at least, 80 to 90 partnerships we carry with industry, with academics, and with, some of the international top universities, because you guys know that, that we have been mentored by Imperial College London. And beyond that, we have a partnership with University of Warwick. We have partnership with, London School of Economics, Singapore Management University. There are a lot many. The idea is that we exchange, the thoughts, we exchange, the views, we exchange, that, all kind of, that, development program for our students, which is globally accepted, not nationally accepted. Ultimately, you will be landing with a multinational company, which may be assigning you that, in a European continent, or maybe, some African continent. The challenges would be different. Not only because technology would be same, but there will be geopolitical issues, there will be economic issues. Believe me that, BML Munjal University give you that kind of exposure in 4 years of journey. So this practice school model, it starts from first year, which is usually we don't expect that a first year student, who comes from a 10 plus 2 cannot have, that kind of, flavor of, that, understanding. So what we do, we take them to 5, 6, 7, 10 industries and give them a exposure. And we bring a lot of guest lectures, from the industry. We bring them in the campus to interact with you students and give, lot of, that, live examples of, their day-to-day basis problem statements. So you guys are getting exposed in the first year. After completion of second year, again, we send you, because by that time you are mature, 4 semesters are gone. And we have already taken you a journey of lot of, activities in terms of, the technology side, behavioral side, problems of treatment side, live project side, and our own center of excellence, which is world class. We have, some of the class center of excellences from Hero Motocup, Siemens, Shell, then, Fraunhofer, Germany. And then we have, some very specialized, center. We call it, Center for Advanced Materials. So this particular center of excellences, you'll be getting live exposure right from the day one. And by the time second year, you'll be must be handling, some of the live projects, from the industry, which will be bringing, keep on bringing. And your faculties, your seniors, your alumni, and your industry partners. They will be helping you to understand what is this, not this problem, and how we are going to resolve it, and how we are going to apply it, from the exponential side. One particular problem is giving a solution, and that solution may be applicable for another integrated problem where you'll be playing a major role. That kind of environment we keep. It is not a routine job. Like I already got a solution and I am applying for a problem. That solution has got some multiple dimensions of solving a problem. So we guys prepare you in such a manner so that you can take up this product role, research and development role, and of course there is a blend of that people are students. We come across with many students who comes and say, sir, we like to do something on our own, that entrepreneurial venture. So we have a very established incubation center. The moment we identify any students having any good thought or good idea, we nurture them. So that is another area we give a huge focus, because the BMU ambition is by 2025 we want to have 100 plus incubating. That means that we want to have startups in at BMU which will be incubated by 2025 in the number of 100. And you will be glad that around 20 plus companies have already been incubated. And one of the company called BTech Energy, you can Google it. They already recently got funding, and they are working in electric vehicle technology. Of course, their focus is recycling of lithium battery. Very highly focused, and which is contemporary, highly demanding. Similarly, the students, few students are working onto the renewable energy side. And renewable energy is, the future. Then few people are working on, some of the dimension of, aerospace engineering. Though we do not have aerospace, we have mechanical, we have, electronics and computer science, we have computer science. As I said, that, the approach is, something different, that we blend each and every student in different areas. We get problem statement, say for a company called Hero Motocorp, or, say Altiostar, they work completely into 5G, domain. 5G, it has not come in India. But you will be glad that, our student, BMU student, has given a solution for 5G, which is now getting applied in China. So that kind of approach this university is keeping. Mechanical engineer, the aspirants, there are lot many companies, but my recommendation, again and again, I do that. If you are going to any other university, do not focus only on mechanical aspect. Get elements of robotics, get elements of automation, get elements of mechatronics, and get flavor of IoT, get flavor of machine learning, data science, and sense of algorithm. I promise you, I don't know whether you'll be joining BMU or any other university. With this blend, a mechanical engineer can shine much better than a mechanical conventional engineer. And electronics and computer science, it is purposely blended with us in our EAT system, because we realize an organization is not typically asking for an electronics role. And even though if they're asking, the package or CTC and the career progression is limited. So what we did, we are giving amalgamated, electronics and computer science engineering, and it is going to be the future. So my dear friends, who have joined, I would definitely like to emphasize that, why this is. And computer science, of course, it has its own uniqueness, own strength. You walk into any sector, you go to, of course, barring, the IT sector, you go to any sector, tell me that, which industry is not depending on, the computer science, IoT, machine learning, and these are the current buzz. And let me tell you, BMU will take you to this journey right from the first year. So by the time in fourth year you come, you'll be very much, uh, prepared, to take the contemporary challenges rather than conventional challenges. Here I stop. Uh, Rubal, I think, we can stop here because I would love to interact more. But if any questions, is coming from the parent in these participants, I'll be very happy to answer. Otherwise, Mr. Olipto Datta, who is Assistant Director for School of Engineering and Technology, you can directly approach him and we can possibly keep a session, Rubal. We can keep a session with Olipto also, if or individually can be addressed.
Sure.
Um, that is another point. In fact, it reminds me to say another good thing that we are uh, we are having a very individual focused approach. What is individual focused approach? And that's why you'll not be finding that BML in Munjal University is talking about 1,000 students or 2,000 students, or we are restricted to certain number. The purpose behind is very, very effective. Why? Because we want to give complete attention to each and every student for their career aspiration. I mean it. Individual approach we maintain with each and every student for their aspiration, for their growth, for their training. There is a sizable, training program we have organized. Not only our internal resources, some external resources. As I said, that soft skill is one of our area that which is need to be showcased in front of an organization other than technology. So there also we have got lot of that highly professional trainers who are continuously will be guiding you into the soft skill side. And some of the core values we carry, uh, ownership is one of our core values. Leadership is one of our core values. Sense of belongingness, of course, it's a part of ownership without this. And effective communication skill. It is not English. It is not grammar. It is the question of that, effectively how you do business communication skills. So, my dear friends, it is business communication skills will take you to a different ladder. You may not be great in grammatical things. You may not be fluent in English. But if you talk something business communications, let me tell you, you will be the winner. And here at BMU, our deep focus that we do not allow any student before we present to any organization without these skill sets are developed. So here I stop, and if anybody has any questions, I'll be very happy to answer that question, and any specific, otherwise will be available in our next session. So Rubal will wait for 2 minutes. Maybe some people will be typing, they will take some time, or maybe 2-3 minutes. And after that, if we do not have any question, I think we can wind up the session here. Paletto, are you available?
Yes, 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 very much.
But I can't see you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Can you give us insight of
I think one question has come. Okay. Fine, account for 2021 and 2022, the placements has got a jump of roughly around 25% in our average CTC. And this year we have closed at 8.6 average CTC, and the highest package went up to 33 lakhs. And the median, because median is also very important. Why? Because that you have to see that how class of 50% of the class how they have performed. And you'll be glad to know that our median is also 8 and above. And the kind of company, as I have mentioned already, that we are focusing on product based company. So there are companies like LTO Star, there are companies like ServiceNow, Commvault, Then Olive, would you like to add?
Salesforce, Deloitte,
Amazon, and Amazon and Google. In fact, they where the students do take part in open competition. And let me tell you, Akansh, that there is a separate set of training program for each and every company. So then I think this is a very high end companies who are offering. Flipkart, they're offering 32 lakhs. ServiceNow offers 32 lakhs. Commvault offers close to 30 lakhs. And then we have at least 100 plus companies which is offering in the range of 8 to 10 lakhs. So that's the blend, and we do have to depend on companies also who are paying lesser than 7 lakhs, 6 lakhs. Also, it is obvious because in a class we have got a different set of people, but we do not want. Honestly, we want that all the students to cross that mark of 6, 7 lakhs above. So still in a class, you have to agree with me that there is a class. So we have got then we have with Infosys, Cognizant, TCS, and all these kind of companies are available. Now that is overall I'm talking about, but specific to any particular department or domain, if you have any queries, we'll be very happy to answer. Akansh.
There's a question in Q&A section, sir.
So I don't see any questions now.
Sir, there is a question in Q&A.
Okay. Sir, there is any opportunity for BTech student to get role into the finance? Yes, there is a company called Deloitte Tax, US Tax actually. They are actually into the consulting role. They are giving the student or their employees to go into the US taxation role. That is into the core finance domain. And also many BFSI sector also hiring for their software development areas actually for the computer science students. So there is a immense opportunity into the finance domain also after your computer science.
And I believe Deloitte is one of the classic examples for that.
Yes.
So I think I don't see the name. It is anonymous attendee. Anyway,
Yeah.
I consider Mr. X. I address you. So Mr. X, there is a company Deloitte, very prominent consulting company. Global major. They do hire, as Mr. Datta said, that there is a domain called US taxation.
US
where that our engineers have been placed in our computer science, mechanically, everybody was allowed to sit for that, and very decent package. I think close to 8 lakhs, right?
Yes. So, close to 8 lakhs.
So even interesting. This question is very interesting. I love to add few points for you, that even if you need any specific training for finance, there is a program we run for people like finance for non-finance people. You may not be a finance graduate, or you may not be BA finance or BA economics or something, but from the engineering perspective, suppose, and we are arranging such sessions. In fact, I remember before Deloitte process we had such sessions for the students. Okay.
Yes.
Then another question from the same anonymous attendee. Good morning, sir. Sir, what are the opportunities someone is looking for internships while doing BTech CSC? Of course, it is there. We talked about practice school. The practice school starts right from the first year. First year, of course, we expose, as I said, that you are not matured in the first year. So we take you to 5 or 6, 7 industries, physical visit. These days, of course, because of COVID, we could not do it, but we have several sessions, from the industry leaders. Then second year, you all will be going for 2 months practice school, or in your terminology, internship. We'll be sending you to various organizations and of your aspirational areas. It is not like you are a computer science student, obviously you'll be going to a IT company. If you are a mechanical student, you'll be going to landing up with some opportunities, Hero Motocorp, Rockman, Rane, Fermini, VNA, this kind of company, or L&T, or maybe Ashok Leyland, this Fiat. These are the client partners we have. And in the final year, actually this year from this year we have made it into the third year. After third year, you'll be moving for a 6 months full semester program, a complete in a bigger project, you'll be handling there. And that is actually giving a very lifetime exposure, for any student, and which is the highest one by any university offered in India. Thank you. So Vivek, okay, great. Vivek, now you're no more anonymous, you are Vivek. Great. Thank you, Vivek. Now your question is, if I'd like to pursue CFA level 1 towards my final year BTech, is there any on-campus support for trainings available that students can avail? Of course, we can help you, Vivek. Yes, we have, very professional, that, faculty is also there. And we do invite, people, from, financial sector, like, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, as I have mentioned, PwC. We have, a lot of, industry mentors. And specific to this, CFA level, our faculty can support you. Because, the faculties are very much, trained into this area. And there are cases that, we have recommended, few of our students to some concerned faculty, and we can develop, that skill also. Additionally, in these cases, particularly like, when you are preparing for CFA or any such kind of, very professional degree courses, there are few training agencies, which is very much, we are attached. Just for an example, like, for coding, because coding, one area that, that our faculty can take care. Now, industry linked coding is different, where, we have to bring in, some people from the industry. So we have, some partner who come and, deliver that program. So answering your question, yes, it can be done, Vivek. For CFA level, right from the first year, if you are focused, we can give you lot of elements, first year itself, that, some subject, but you cannot ignore your ongoing BTech degree program. That's the catch. You cannot dilute your BTech program. You cannot dilute your attendance. You cannot dilute your internship. You cannot dilute your overall learning, from the BTech stuff, because we want you well-rounded, for the purpose you have come in. You have come here, for a degree for BTech, not for CFA. So CFA will be training you, but will be making sure that, the BTech degree is also earned distinctly, very smartly, and, with a significant, development within yours. So that's my answer. I think second question is also come. Sir, as BML, again anonymous, is it Vivek or is it anonymous? BML having collaboration with Hero and company, so is that company more opportunity for mechanical students and less opportunity for students? Predominantly, yes. I don't know who is, the person, but Hero Motocorp, in fact, if you are talking about, Hero runs, 3-4 companies, which is very prominent in our campus. Hero Motocorp, if you are asking, who makes, two-wheelers, they do hire maximum mechanical and computers. And if you are talking about Hero Electric, their preference that, they want, electronic students and computer science students with a blend of, mechanical also, right? They do prefer, electronics. Why? Because, there are a lot of applications into the electric vehicle. So a CS student definitely can get, space even there also, because lot of interdisciplinary approach, Hero Electric. Then there is a company called Hero Future Energies. I don't know whether you people are aware of it. Hero Future Energies is a company which is essentially into solar energy. They are into renewable energy. Now, in this renewable space, they want the student to be trained from the mechanical aspect as well as computer science and electronics. But eventually, if you look at that, if you classify, everybody hires in Hero Group, except that the requirement could be slightly higher for mechanical engineer over computer science. And honestly, that for computer science, there's so much of opportunities we have. You actually don't have to depend on Hero Group company. And we really don't depend on Hero Group company, because the pay band of CS students for other company, it is terribly high. I have mentioned that some of the companies, Salesforce, Amazon, these are companies which is always giving better than that all the salary which is a conventional manufacturing company like uh, uh, Hero Group is offering. Now Vivek has got another question. Understood. Thank you, sir. Okay, Nikhil Shaw, you raised your hand, please. Do you have any question, Nikhil? Please type it in the chat box. Thank you, Vivek. You understood my point, and I'm glad that you are coming out with a diversity approach. We'll train you. We'll help you. Nikhil, you raised your hand. You want to say something? You have any questions? Olipto, you want to add any point?
Sir, he's typing on the chat box.
Okay.
Okay. Let's wait.
Anyone from you who has any aspiration to have your own venture, startup? This is the current buzz that people are, young minds are talking about their own entrepreneurial venture. Anybody is having that aspiration? Because I love to share with you all that we have um, gold star rated that Atal Incubation Center, and we have a community where that the students are interacting with the startup ventures, and they are entrepreneurs, and that the founders, and we organize a session, a event, very popular event. It is called Propel, and that Propel in fact attracts hundreds of participants in that event, and where we invite the the seed funders, fund who can fund the project. Suppose somebody like your project, they will be ready to. And it happened for last 3 years, that program, that event is going on, and it is very, very attractive program for students who want to start up something. So I thought to share this also, if somebody is, yeah. uh, Now the question has come, sir. A few days back, someone told me that BML is having a residential campus. So is it for real? Of course. And if yes, then why is that it is compulsory to live inside for campus? I don't think it is compulsory now. Um, it has got advantage of that because now we have started taking day boarding also. That means the students who are residing daily NCR, they can come and do the classes, do the practicals, do all kind of that exposures I'm talking, and then in the evening they can go back. So, but recommendation would be good in the staying in the campus, because campus environment are beyond classroom will give you, some different set of learning. We talked about, ownership. We talked about, team building. All these, things. Okay. Nikhil, this question, what you have asked, it is a pure domain-centric question. You have to sit with your professor, and he will be able to. We are not, Java specialist or Python specialist. We are specialist in career guidance. So any questions related to career guidance or industry specific, skills are required, we can tell you, not this question. So I'm sorry that, this question I may not be in a position to answer, or rather you have to sit with your faculty or professor. Thank you. So should we wait for some time? Any other question? I could see the participants. Muskan, you did not ask any question. You are there. Nirbhay, you also did not ask any questions. I can see Garv. I can see you more. Yeah, anybody who did not ask any questions, I'll be very happy to answer. So, anything you wanna share with us for our future? Okay, good question. For your future, I think, one area you should focus: technology, university learning. It will be always there. You go anywhere, you'll be getting it. But couple of things I think, I should focus on that. Have a sense of, interdisciplinary approach. Do not take mechanical as mechanical. Think beyond mechanical. Apply your mind, that, if I am going for mechanical, I have to learn electronics, I have to learn computer science. Don't be rigid on that part, because organizations are today very smart. They are not looking for conventional mechanical engineer. They are asking for the person who has got an aura of all flavor of, and especially into the data science. Have n number of n stands for 0 to 1 to infinite, n number of certification program. I forgot to mention that, we have partnership with Coursera. We have intelligent cloud hub from Microsoft. You can do n number of certificate courses, from that platform, from here itself in BMU. Beyond that, there are a lot many elements, like, there's a demand for cyber security. There's a demand for blockchain. There is a demand, for, electric vehicle technology. There is a demand for, renewable energy. Now, these days, people are talking about alternative fuel. Anybody having any idea what is that alternative fuel, we are discussing these days? That's the future. Not CNG, not PNG. Anybody? Not electric. The next future is hydrogen. Now, suppose, you do a course on hydrogen fuel, maybe company like Hero Motocorp or company like Maruti or company like, Volkswagen or MG Motor, they are not doing any kind of, vehicle which is, supported by hydrogen fuel. Now, suppose, you carry that talent, and that's the future, my dear friends. So this is, from the technology side, but additionally in future, 2-3 characters you carry. Please work on your attitude. Don't carry your attitude, because We have seen the movies of Three Idiots. That's for fun. That fellow says that कि sir मैं अपना attitude लेके चलता हूँ. You are gone. That is only applicable in film. We get excited to see, and we just give claps. Oh, but in reality, attitude is going to play a major role. Flexibility. Immediately, that opposite of this attitude, because what happens that we guys are not always flexible. Some organization says you have to do this particular job overnight. We have to do it. That's how the industry is. You have to travel tomorrow to US, or you may have to travel to some remote location of the country. You may be posted for 1 month in a village where the renewable energy project is going on. You are a mechanical engineer. You have to go to some remote area. You don't expect some city like Bangalore will be offering a job for mechanical engineer per se. There is a possibility, but not all the time. So I'm giving you some classic example. Etiquette, time management. I would always request, like you are attending some session, you are attending your classes, you are attending you have to submit some assignment on given a stipulated time. Respect that. Please respect that. And from the behavioral aspect, empathize with the people. Listen to the people, empathize. If somebody is saying something, please accept it, listen to it. You may differ, but differ politely. And make him understand or make her understand that, look, this is the logic, why I am differing. Saying no is not the answer. You have to say no. Behind that, you have to convince that person why you are saying no. So we call it empathize. It's a very beautiful word. Be compassionate. Like, somebody is passionate, and if you are expressing your passion, you have to compassionate. Like, I am doing some good job. You are in my team. Now, I'm sorry that, anonymous attendee, I'm not getting your name. Can you please take your name? Because I love to interact with you by saying name. That's my compassionate. That, this gentleman is asking, but unfortunately, I'm not taking your name. I'm not feeling passionate about you. But if I talk to Vivek, he corrected himself. So Vivek, I'm passionate. Vivek, he will be passionate. So that is called compassionate. And the third thing is, the sense of gratitude. If somebody does for you something, be little. Because first of all, our sense of gratitude must go to our parents. Because, today you are for them. Then you'll be finding your faculty, your school teacher, your friends, school friends. Then your lot of relations. Then, you'll be coming across, a lot of people down the line. Have the sense of gratitude. Say thank you. We miss it. So these are the couple of points, which I always, tell our students that, this is actually required, for future. And technology advancement with, the current advancement, the pace, it is happening. Grab that opportunity. Grab that opportunity. Always do not keep it. And seriously, I'm telling you, there are lakhs of courses are available online. But one reality, gentlemen, Mr. Anonymous attendee, I would like to say that there are a lot many courses, from the skill development side, but unfortunately, in this online saga, 85%, that's the statistics I'm sharing with you. 85% people are not completing the courses. Have the feeling, love. Suppose you take up some assignment, you take up, such kind of online courses, complete it. Do not keep it in the halfway. Then your learning will not, give you a good experience altogether. And whatever the opportunity you are getting, grab it, exercise it fully. And do not be too choosy, too selective. I have to do a job in mechatronics only, you are gone. If you are thinking that I'll be doing a job only in VLSI, not recommended. Keep a flavor of your persona, which will be attracting, at least have 5-6 options for your career. That much I can say, but there are a lot many things can be talked about, that future. I think I can take, hours together or days together, to tell you people that, what is to be done for future. Any other question? Okay, Garv. Thank you, Garv. Now I'm feeling compassionate about you. But Alito, won't you feel now?
Yes, Garv.
Now, yes, we feel that, there is a gentleman called Garv.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody is having interest in entrepreneurial venture? Garv, Vivek, and Nikhil. Who else? I could see few more names. Nirvay. Anybody is interested? Muskan, you are keeping quiet. Okay. If they do not have any question, Olip, you want to add anything?
No, it's okay. It's okay. Actually, for the better futures, all the best for all the participants over here. Actually, so you have to choose your course very categorically. Interest is investment banking as of now. Not okay. Great.
So Vivek, I think we can support you. But in that case, investment banking, in fact, for your knowledge, there is a program we run after graduation. Possibly you can do MBA, or why don't you take up, some kind of, if you're not interested in technology, in that case, you can take, some courses like, BBA also, some university, and possibly we run a program, BBA in finance, and partnered with KPMG. That's give some elements of investment banking, and otherwise also we have got a lot of good faculties for investment banking, and we have some speakers from Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan Chase, who keeps on coming and advising our students into that area. So I mean, if you are decided for investment banking, go for it, please. Fully, you are passionate about it, and have that passion fully. Okay. Any more question? Okay. Ekansh, in fact, I missed your question. Could you give an insight into the management department a little bit and the structure of their placement? Great. I'm sorry that, I did not, I thought, it's a BTech session, so I was more focused towards into BTech. You must know that, this management school is 41st rank in NIRF. I don't know whether you people know NIRF. This is a ranking system established by Ministry of Education, Government of India, for all the top universities and schools, and very authentic benchmark, very authentic. You just cannot ignore. Why I'm telling you, you people must know. Any organization we approach, for any activity, placement, internship, any collaboration, they do ask what is your NIRF. And I'm proud to say that BMU, one of the fastest and youngest university who secured below 50 marks. I repeat, we are the fastest and we are the youngest who ranked below 50, beating a lot of IIMs. Number one. Why? Because the teaching methodology, the kind of faculty, and the kind of pedagogy we follow for management, it is world class. We are mentored by Imperial College London, I have already said. In fact, there is a program, where the students are expected to go for a 15 days program to Imperial College London to understand few elements of leadership courses and perspective skill courses, which is credited. Beyond that, there is a huge amount of focus on gaming, case study analysis, and leadership component, of course, is there. Problem solving mind, critical thinking, analytical skills. These are the major attributes for our management students, and we run 5 specializations: marketing, human resource, business analytics, finance. And in fact, Vivek, just for your knowledge, in this finance, there is a good large component of investment banking is embedded. And there is a component we run with KPMG. You guys will be very happy to know that we have a partnership with KPMG to run a program called Forensic Accounting and Corporate Fraud. All the fraudulent activities are happening into the corporate world. That program is specialized. And KPMG not only train our students, they give internship and they hire maximum numbers of students with a very handsome package. So this year, again, I'm glad our average cities is close to 9 lakhs and the median is again, above 8 lakhs and the highest package is 34 lakhs. And companies like Accenture, KPMG, Deloitte, EY, then your HCL Technologies, Accenture, Hero MotoCorp, then Nestle, Grant Thornton, all these companies are coming here for management students. And we got successively for last 2-3 years, we are doing almost close to 100% placement, 95 and above placement percentage. And we do give support even for the unplaced students, even beyond the campus placement period. So that much I can talk about management department, and the placement is really great. And you'll be glad to know that this year we got maximum number of admissions for and beating a lot of young IMs also in terms of admissions. That somebody got in some younger IMs and those people left younger IMs and joined us. The reason behind that the kind of that buzz we have created in the market for management, it is really matured now. Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so time is over. So if anybody is having any queries, my request would be that please connect the admission team, marketing team, and they will guide you to connect us. And once again, from CGDC side, from university side, it is my pleasure to wish you good luck to all of you. Have a successful career. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.